Hey there, YouTube world. It's good to be back. Sorry I've been gone for a little while. I think there's something about this season, or maybe it's like this election, or something's up in the air where I just kind of want to hibernate and forget about the world for a little bit. So, thanks for coming back and watching. Kind of wanted to just talk today about what we do when we get to our low points in life. Uh, and I'm an INFJ on the Myers-Briggs test. I'm also a type 6 on the Enneagram. But what I'm going to talk about today is something that I think almost any type could benefit from. So I think the point of the videos that I try to make is to help people. But yeah, thanks for being patient, I guess, with me, and really appreciate it. Let's see. Starting right off, 5 things that we can do to live a healthier life. I tend to build my life. I like to think of it as just a house of cards, and sometimes it just seems to all crumble at the same time. So these next 5 things I'm going to talk about are things that I think could benefit, INFJs. So this is a weird, like, almost video to myself in the future, but also, type 6s on the Enneagram too. But like I said, almost anybody could get some stuff out of this. So the first thing that is good to do when we feel like the world is just too heavy on our shoulders is to write stuff down. I know, like, for me, this helps the most at night when my thoughts get really just turbulent and racy, and I can't seem to really fall asleep just because I'm thinking about too many things. And but it's good to, like, write everything down, get it out of your mind onto paper, and it doesn't have to be based in objectivity or reason or logic. I kind of do the stream of consciousness thing, and it would probably look ridiculous if I read it later, but I never do. One thing that you guys can do is, if you don't feel comfortable having, like, just a journal, or just like thoughts you write down, around your room or your house or whatever, just throw it away or burn it or something. It doesn't have to be this thing that you get nervous about. A lot of times I'll write something that it's just so, like, profanity laced with just terrible stuff sometimes. So my point right now is I'm not trying to air out any dirty laundry, but just to encourage you to do that and give it a shot. And let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, number 2, eat good food. This is really, really essential. During the times in my life where it's been the hardest, I'll say, I've noticed that the food that I eat is just bad. My lowest point in my life, I remember I was drinking a lot. I was drinking a lot of, soda or Coke, eating a lot of fast food, eating a lot of, like, processed mac and cheese, just kind of stuff with no actual nutrition. And this is something for you guys to, like, investigate yourself. This is such a big topic. People write books about it, and but it's something that you should probably investigate and look into. One funny story, I think, that happened last week is I was grabbing a beer after work, and the clerk asked for my ID, and I don't really get asked for my ID that much, but he's like, I'm like, oh, why do you need my ID? He's like, oh, you don't really look 21. I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah, what do you eat, your vegetables or something? And I'm like, yes, I do eat my vegetables. I'm 30, so it's kind of a nice compliment, I think. Um, let's see. Okay, number 3, sweating. Sweating. Getting exercise is so helpful and so critical, I'd say, to not only just a healthy body but a healthy mind. The two really do coincide. I don't look at it separately actually, but um, it's really critical for your mind. Unless you're like Stephen Hawking or something, you should be exercising. I try to exercise once a day. I say I do. I really don't. It's more like 2 or 3 times a week. But just that helps so much. That helps clear my mind. Um, helps me sleep better at night. And when I stop doing it, I notice that I personally just get more agitated and I live too much in my own head. So try this out. Like, try to exercise. Do something fun too. You don't have to go to the gym. There's so many things you can do that, that can stimulate your brain and stimulate your body too. So, number 4, and this is my favorite, relaxation of the mind. And this can be things like yoga, like the typical things that you'll hear about, like yoga or like a mindfulness meditation or regular meditation, or just deep breathing. This isn't watching TV or watching Netflix or anything like that. I've heard people can do that. I personally can't. I can't. That just turns my brain worse, I think. So all these things help develop kind of us extroverted sensors more. Because I mean, I'm supposedly I'm an idealist, and this helps bring things back. It sounds weird saying that. It keeps me grounded in a way. So I'd highly recommend you guys look up on YouTube mindfulness meditation or do like a yoga class. Something that really does calm your mind. It really does help. I have nothing but good things to say about mindfulness. Okay, that's all about that. Number 5, talking. So I used to be very non-communicative. I used to hold everything in, and maybe this is one of those stereotypical guy things that you kind of learn to not say too much as a guy. But it got to a point where it was so unhealthy for me not to speak what was on my mind that things just got really bad. So I'd recommend opening up to someone you trust, like a friend or a family member. I've read that INFJs are the type that are most likely to seek out mental health counseling, and I would say go for it. Like, if you're an INFJ and you just need to talk, please do, or make dumb little YouTube videos like I do. I don't know. With the counselor thing though, I'm a little bit hesitant to recommend it too, because a lot of mental health professionals really have trouble listening, and are more interested in kind of dumping pills down your throat as a solution. So if you do see some kind of a professional, preface it with, I'm here to talk, and I hope you're here to listen. I'm not here to do the quick and easy route, the drug route. I'm not saying don't do that, but you know what I mean. Like, I got opinions about prescription stuff, so yeah. So that's pretty much it, guys and gals. If you do these 5 things, I guarantee you, like half of your problems will go away. And for the other half of your problems, I actually wrote a program, and I'm not here to sell you anything, but I wrote a program called the 90 Days Happiness Project, and it gets a little bit more in depth into dealing with um, uh, techniques that are used to combat like depression and high stress. So I'll try to put a link to that down below if you're interested. If not, I don't care. It's for you guys if you want it or not. That's about it. I want to thank you guys for all the comments and stuff. I read them all, and I'm sorry if I can't reach out to each person individually that contacts me. I'm not a celebrity or anything, but I do get a lot of messages. I'm like, oh man, I wish I could talk with her. I wish I had two me's sometimes. But anyway, thank you so much for just coming back, and I hope you guys have a great fall time, and hope to see you guys soon.